We talked before, I suppose the last couple of weeks, the challenge of bringing everything back together. I think the group had made some good progress during that early part of November. The trip to South Africa was good, I think, for a lot of the younger players. We had a bit of training time together post that, and then into those two performances against Ospreys and against Dragons. So the dynamic changes when a lot of the guys come back from the November series. I think everyone worked hard to reintegrate back together. Credit to the players. I think the attitude they showed was really top class. The game against Bath away, we knew it was going to be a really tough challenge over there, especially with Gervin coaching Bath and knowing us very well, and the way they were going to set up and all the challenges that was going to potentially bring. But the guys, I thought, they've managed themselves well through that period. So we're delighted to get the 2 wins in Europe, and now we're back to Pro 14. And for the players, there's so much at stake in these games. The 3 inter-pro derby games. So players that know each other very, very well, coming up against each other, and it means a huge amount to them, individually and collectively as teams as well. So for us, we try to prepare as best we possibly can with this group now this week. They've trained well during the course of the week, but again, we're well aware that Connacht have sort of been waiting in the background. They've been chopping and changing, resting their team over the last couple of weeks, and they've been on a really good run of form. So it's a really good challenge for us. Yeah, I think we will chop and change a bit, and we want to give guys opportunities. And I think it's a very competitive group that we have. Every week we ask ourselves the question: did we get the selection right going into the game? After the training week, and even post game, we'll ask the same question. So, what the right answer to some of those questions is anyone's guess sometimes. But for the players, they have a window now to showcase what they can do. We've got a lot of very big games coming up. As I said, the 3 derby games. Then we're back into Europe, and then there's a lot more moving parts then over that Six Nations window. We want as many guys representing Ireland as possible. The players want to be able to put their hands up in these games. So they all know what's at stake. So it's an exciting few weeks now. For us now, how do we focus on putting performance together and build good habits for us that are going to move us forward as a group? And we try to build on each performance week on week, and take some of the learnings from the games, regardless whether we win or whether we lose. So for us, just trying to improve as a group, as a collective, we're all in together. So we just want to make sure we're putting the building blocks in place, rather than we're picking up poor behaviours that are going to cost us down the track. And that mindset of just saying, oh well, we're X amount of points in front, it's not something that we're that concerned about. For us, it's more about how do we become a better performing team at the weekend. From the November period, November of last season, we had a pretty heavy defeat against Glasgow with a slightly inexperienced group. So I think that group has come on a huge amount and putting real pressure for selection, I think, which is great. How we managed, if you think last year we had extra back-to-back, this year we had Bath, and slightly different. I thought the players probably stepped up a level week on week, whereas the extra game was a very tough encounter. We remember the game in the Aviva last year. These 3 in the pro games went well. The scheduling was slightly different in terms of the order of the games. We'll do something similar in terms of mix and matching the group, and again just looking at a few different combinations as we go through the 3 games. But I thought the players applied themselves well this time last year, because it's a tricky time of year because there's so many distractions with Christmas and all the bits that go on. A lot of guys had exams as well, so it's a potentially tricky time of year for us. But guys are working hard, and that's what we want, and it's, as I said, it's a nice competitive group we have as well.